The crowd tells you to wait for someday. I'm telling you that today is the furnace where the future is forged. Somewhere in the quiet corners of your mind, a voice whispers, I was born to build empires, to carve brilliance into the granite of time. Hold that whisper. Feel it rise like thunder through your chest. Before a single coin lands in your palm, you must become richer than money, wealthier than possessions, because true fortune begins in the unseen chambers of thought. Picture Thomas Edison pacing a dim New Jersey lab, eyes burning while the world slept. 10,000 failures behind him, one incandescent idea ahead. He was bankrupt on paper, yet staggeringly opulent in imagination. He banked on self-belief, and that faith lit the planet. When you think like a millionaire, you too transact in invisible currency, conviction, vision, relentless curiosity. You walk into the marketplace of life holding nothing but an iron will, and still the world feels compelled to negotiate. Beneath the polished marble of every fortune lies bedrock mindset. Andrew Carnegie mined steel from earth and resilience from hardship. He knew that circumstance is raw ore, but thought is the smelter that shapes it. Adopt his creed. I am greater than the obstacles before me. When adversity bangs at your door like a debt collector, answer with composure. Write a check in the currency of calm. Millionaire thinking rejects the superstition of limitations. It scans the horizon and sees patterns where others see chaos, opportunity where others see threat. Because belief is a sculptor, and every idea you repeat chisels another line into the marble of your identity. Guard the gate of your mind with the vigilance of pharaohs protecting buried treasure. Let no gossip, no unearned opinion, no petty doubt cross the threshold. Now brand your inner sky with clarity. Walt Disney once drew a talking mouse on scrap paper and insisted it would become an empire of wonder. Laughter met him, banks refused him. He pressed on because his vision was sharp enough to slice through ridicule. Clarity is not mere daydreaming, it is blueprinting reality in high definition. Write your goals in language so vivid it ignites emotion. I will build a business that solves problems and prints freedom for generations. Describe what the office smells like, what the launch day feels like, how the customer testimonials echo. Neuroscience bows to specificity. The clearer the picture, the stronger the magnetism. Millionaire thinkers do not merely wish, they architect. They summon the sensory details until the subconscious mind mistakes tomorrow's castle for today's room and begins laying stone accordingly. Purpose threads steel through your spine. Abraham Lincoln shouldered a fractured nation because his purpose outweighed his pain. Discover yours by interrogating discomfort. What injustice sears me? What dream keeps ambushing my thoughts? Purpose is not found, it is forged through decision. Once chosen, it becomes a homing beacon cutting through storms of distraction. Discipline then straps rockets to that beacon. Discipline is Henry Ford's factory whistle shrieking at dawn, non-negotiable, rhythmic, merciless in its consistency. It is the 1,000th repetition when the crowd has dispersed. Form rituals that make excellence automatic. Reading 15 pages of strategy before sunrise. Scripting tomorrow's priorities the night before. Investing the first slice of income in growth rather than glamour. Habits are your silent investors. Compound them daily and they yield dividends kings envy. Action is the cathedral where concepts become commandments. Carnegie surveyed rivers of molten metal, but only after signing contracts, courting risk, standing knee-deep in sparks. Do not hoard inspiration like a dragon over gold. Move. Publish the draft. Call the prospect. Record the prototype demo even if the lighting stinks. Perfection is a mirage designed to keep you thirsty. Progress is the well. Each imperfect stride rewires your brain for courage. Soon, momentum becomes a private militia escorting you past fear's checkpoints. And while you march, twin your footsteps with gratitude. Gratitude turns scarcity into surplus before the bank statement agrees. It amplifies attention to micro successes, the first positive review, the mentor's unexpected call, and these sparks of recognition swell into bonfires of confidence. A thankful mind is fertile ground. Seeds of possibility take root faster in soil nourished by acknowledgement. Adaptability is the art of surfing economic earthquakes without drowning. Consider how Netflix flipped from DVDs to streaming before the tide could pull them under. Millionaire minds rehearse reinvention. They view setbacks as software updates, not system failures. When a plan collapses, they salvage the framework, extract the lessons, and pivot with elegance. Learn to divorce your identity from any single path so your self-worth is non-negotiable, portable, immune to market volatility. This flexibility feeds resilience, the diamond heart that refuses to crack under pressure. Lincoln in a candlelit room scratching speeches while cannon fire rattled windows. Resilience is calm in chaos, grounded in the knowledge that storms sculpt mountains. Learning is the lubricant that keeps vision engines humming. A millionaire thinker is forever an apprentice. Carnegie slept with books under his pillow. Modern giants devour podcasts on flights, mentorship over coffee, data analytics before the party starts. Schedule curiosity like meetings. Curate a council of authors, innovators, and even rivals whose brilliance intimidates you. Proximity to greatness contaminates complacency. Every new skill lowers the cost of future dreams because competence compounds. And remember humility. Knowledge is not a trophy, it is a tool. The moment you presume mastery, obsolescence creeps in. Stay green, stay growing. All of this crescendos into a single, breathtaking truth. Before wealth fills your pockets, it must saturate your spirit. Millionaire thinking is an atmosphere you breathe, an operating system you install. When doubts whisper that you have no capital, counter that thought is the ultimate venture fund. When critics scoff that dreams are intangible, remind them that the most valuable company on earth sells invisible lines of code and that empires have risen from coffee-stained napkins. Feel the ground beneath you quake with the power of intention. Hear the distant applause of generations yet unborn who will inherit the monuments you dared to imagine. Lift your eyes beyond the skyline. Carve your initials on the constellation of possibility. And when dawn cracks open tomorrow, stride into it like a rightful heir, commanding reality to yield to the architecture of your millionaire mind. The world does not give crowns to the timid. It tests you. It breaks you down just to see what you'll build in the ruins. To think like a millionaire before you become one is to walk through fire without flinching, to smile in silence while the world measures your worth by numbers you haven't yet earned. It's to operate from abundance when the bank balance reads empty, because the mind that is wealthy in discipline, fierce in focus, and rich in belief can purchase any future. Most people wait for evidence before they believe. Millionaire thinkers create the evidence by believing first. It's a reversal of cause and effect, an inversion of the normal psychology of fear. And that's why the masses stay in orbit while the few rocket beyond gravity. They trust the invisible. They marry the vision before the ceremony. They build when others say, wait until it's safe. They understand that safety is often just a slower form of failure. Elon Musk put his last millions into rockets that exploded. Critics called it insanity. But he wasn't funding fuel, he was investing in certainty, in thought, in mind. That's what people miss. It's not the money that makes the millionaire, it's the courage to bet on yourself before anyone else does. Because money always follows certainty. Capital is a magnet for conviction. So when you stand with spine unshaken, even broke, the world will begin to shift around you. Investors, partners, customers, destiny itself. They don't chase need, they chase fire. And what is fire? It's belief lit by action. It's vision consumed by persistence. It's refusing to walk through the door of compromise even when comfort beckons from the other side. It's saying no to what's easy so you can say yes to what's eternal. Look around. The world is noisy with distraction. Algorithms pull at your focus. Comparison poisons your ambition. Doubt is dressed up as realism. But the millionaire mind knows how to carve silence in the chaos. It finds stillness in a storm. It puts on mental blinders and builds anyway. That's your job, To be so focused on your mountain that you forget the opinions echoing in the valley. And when it gets dark, because it will, you lean into purpose. Purpose is your torch. It's what Thomas Edison clutched at 3 a.m. when failure tried to seduce him into giving up. It's what Oprah held onto when the world told her she wasn't enough. It's what kept Disney alive in that tiny studio apartment, eating beans while dreaming in Technicolor. The millionaire mindset doesn't avoid pain. It befriends it, because pain, when guided by purpose, becomes power. You don't rise by escaping pressure, you rise by enduring it and transforming it. Every challenge becomes a chisel, every setback a sculptor's strike against your rough edges. The world tries to label you broke, failed, rejected. Let it, because labels only stick when you believe them. Millionaire thinkers know that identity is not inherited, it's invented. It's built like a monument, brick by brick, belief by belief. And brick by brick, you must build rituals that shape the future before it's visible. Wake early, not just because it's what the successful do, but because morning holds the clearest space for programming your inner world. Begin the day not with your phone, but with your future. Visualize your empire, script your outcomes, speak your success as if it's already signed. Because in the inner courtroom of destiny, the verdict is decided before the trial even begins. Millionaire minds write their affirmations in permanent ink. They look in the mirror and speak to the next version of themselves, not the one standing there now. Because transformation doesn't begin when the world sees it, it begins when you decide it's already done. You don't get ready, you stay ready. You don't wait for the opportunity, you become it. You don't beg for a seat at the table, you build the table. And you build it with excellence. Not the performative kind that needs to be noticed, but the quiet kind that becomes impossible to ignore. Excellence is a spiritual contract you sign with yourself. It's the silent promise that no matter how many people are watching, you're going to bring your best. Not because of applause, but because of integrity. Because you know that in every act of discipline, every hour of mastery, every extra detail obsessed over, you're casting votes for the life you're about to earn.